Hey everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today I'm super excited because we're back for round 2. It's my grab bag Instagram battle series and showdown with Max Silverpicker. We are neck and neck. The first grab bag, he had about 40 cents more of value than I do, so I'm excited. The next one is going to be a $100 grab bag from somebody who is a variety specialist, so I would expect that to be something we see. It's Brantley over at Gulf Coast Treasure Hunter. I've bought coins from him in the past, and I'm pumped for today's episode. So let's go through. I think, if it is varieties, there will be sort of an interesting value calculation where there's like coins that are like theoretically may have a book value of 20. When you sell it, you might get 20 because they're really rare. You might get like $5 and you might get like 50. So it'll be a little confusing for the valuation if that's the case. I know he had alluded that we could be seeing some varieties, but I really like them. It represents a lot of close looking at coins. I've got plenty of other videos about that on my channel, but now let's focus on the grab bag and try to beat out Silverpicker and regain the lead in the series 2. This video is sponsored by Whatnot, a live stream auctions and shopping app that I frequently sell coins and collectibles on. My link at the top of the description gives you $15 off your first order when you sign up through it, so definitely check that out. Plus, it's a great way to support my channel since any buy that you make with a new account gives me a nice bonus too. Hope to see you on some of those auctions. Let's get into the video. I'm excited to open this up just given that I really enjoy varieties and I have no idea how the bag will go, or really like what types of material. Outside of that should be slanted towards varieties. Gulf Coast Treasure Hunter has a great Instagram and I'm friends with him, have purchased coins from him in the past, but wanted to try the variety format, and wow, that seems like a nice mix. Wow, super cool. Let's see. So this, it looks like we got some unsearched uncirculated rolls possibly to start the bag off, so that was not something that I had expected, and that's great. It looks like this one is a 1970D, and I'm gonna have to refresh my memory on which varieties are there, and I may have to search this off camera or totally separate, or I may just keep these as is and allow other people to have the variety hunting experience and sell those sealed, because it's sort of an interesting gamble. I'm not as much of a variety searcher on a larger scale. I really enjoy learning about them, but I don't know a lot of the non-FS listed Cherry Pickers Guide varieties, and I think that that's probably a fair amount of what we might get today. Though again, I'm not sure that necessarily everything we get will be a variety, but it looks like based off of the first coin, which is that this is the first type of doubled reverse from 1944, that we could be in for some luck. So I'm not totally sure again where on them, and when I do know, okay, cool, this is the Friendly Eagle variety and it has some nice toning on it, 1971 Eisenhower dollar. I'm almost positive that the Friendly Eagle has to do something with how the beak and the eagle itself looks. I forget if there's anything in the claws, but I think that it's more the head shape of the eagle, and for whatever reason, maybe it's a less threatening appearance. That's why it gets that nickname, dubbed again Friendly Eagle. But looks like we have a 1936. Okay, I was gonna say I found the double die reverse, or the double die obverse. We got a double die reverse, but maybe I'll edit in some photos as well. But there's a really good one that I have found where you can look. It's in the 3 and the 6 where the doubling is. Again, I may have to just get some additional photos. I know that sometimes the doubling could be in with like a spread in the United States, could be in the unum with a bit of, it looks like it's extra thick in the U and the M. But there's so many smaller varieties, and I think that this video is a good reminder for people that you can go out and start making some good finds. Let's see what this is, a FS103, and believe that means that there should be some doubling in the date and then also a bit in Liberty. I think you can see that sort of in the E, but there are so many, and same thing in the In God We Trust. So cool. there's a lot of more minor varieties that far fewer people are searching for, and it's a great sort of thing that you can yourself look for. Nice. We got a 1964 D over D repunched mint mark. I think that you can see that sort of on the inside of the Denver mint mark, which is on the back here. The Kennedy half dollars, there are so many varieties there, both on the proofs, special mint sets, and the circulating coinage. The coin collecting is a great field to, the varieties, you can often have anything from $2 and $5 fines to 100, 500, 1,000, and even bigger fines. But this one looks like it's from Ken Potter. It's a 1963 over 3. Oh, yeah, is this the... Yeah, Wexler, it's FS 101. I think that this is actually a pretty cool... I've learned about this one. You can see the 3 protrudes from beneath the protruding 3. So it's like there's been 2 3s punched into that die. That's where the doubling is. It's like a extra lip below it. That is extremely cool. Wow, that's great. We've also got an uncirculated. That's a gorgeous coin, 1947. Stage E repunched mint mark. It's repunched mint mark 5. We'll see if it's observable. I don't think it immediately is, but again, I have the permissions to use the photos here, often from Copper Coins or Wexler's Guide. And this is super cool. I believe that that's the Sally Ride quarter. Yeah, Sally Ride right there. But it says the obverse is struck through, and dang, that is solidly struck through right in the back of the sort of braiding. That is a super cool coin. Still 2022, just one calendar year ago, but I'm sure that it's the same year that this was struck. And I thought that was going to be a tiny struck through error. That's really it means that there was something on the planchet where the strike went right through it and leaves that sort of a mark. And wow, the next coin looks extremely cool as well. Okay, it's yeah, exactly, that's what I was going to say. It looks very struck through, but this one's more struck through grease. So here, well, I mean, maybe it's also a bit struck through on this side, but there's some lamination error, so that means there's some defects in the planchet that then get stripped off the coin as it's struck. But there's also a lot of grease that can pool up in the dies, and then instead of having like an object like the previous one, when it strikes through, that grease is going to obscure often a lot of the edges on the coin. This one's from India, so really fun to have some foreign errors. And then this one, let's see what it is. 1960D. There's a ton of different repunch mint marks, but I think that you can actually see that one pretty clearly, because I think I have another one of these I bought from somebody else. The very clear D sort of to the right of that 1960. So nice find. Very cool. This one, let's see. Okay, cool. So copper coins again is going to be one of the resources that I use. 1935 double die reverse. I'm not sure where to look for it. Often the double die reverses are a bit more minor, but really cool that it's on such an old coin. And let's see. Whoa. So I'm going to take a look at this, but first, let's take a look. 1999, super nice broad struck coin. Very fun. That means that it was not properly in the retaining collars, so as the coin gets struck, the planchet expands, and this error is the type that results from it. And I like these. It's sort of like off-center in a way, because off-centers are outside of the retaining collars, except none of it is actually struck off-center. But both of them aren't properly contained. The planchet expands. Really, really like how that looks. How fun. Super cool. Let's see what else we've got. 1941 doubled die obverse. See if it's obvious. A lot of these are going to be doubled in the eyelid or the eye. So that's another place to look for a lot of doubling, but I'm not sure exactly with that one. And this one is also going to be a double die obverse. I feel like I can see a little bit in the eye, but it very well could be in the lettering somewhere from 1936, which is great. Let's see what this one is. So it's a 2020. This one, these are both the modern nickels, and I believe that the place to look for these, the doubling, I could be off on this, but is often like in that window. I'm not immediately seeing it, but I don't know super well where that doubling is, so I'm going to have to do some more research, but it's super cool. Again, the other thing with varieties is it's not like they're stopped being made. There's no more repunch mint marks, but there's lots of different interesting doubling. There's new forms as we strike coins differently. There's even new forms of doubling, so it's just really fun from that perspective. Here we've got an extra cactus leaf. Let's zoom in down here, and it's partially obstructing that JFM initialing. There's like a cud error, which I think the die breaks down, and so sometimes there's some extra metal that gets attached, and here it just looks like an extra leaf on the cactus. But Arizona is well known for having those. They're more errors than varieties, I would say, because there's a lot of different versions. We've got another repunched mint mark right here on the large date. Ooh, and this one looks really nice. 1938D, nice condition penny, double die reverse. And is it immediately apparent to me? I would not say so, but it's probably, again, some type of extra thickness. The photos are going to help quite a bit. Oh, super cool. 1924, super clear double die reverse. And this would be much more expensive on a US coin, but you can see, look at the centésimos. Clear separation in the O, the S. That's the front of the coin, but the doubling is most well seen in that lettering. A spread that increases as you move to the right on the coin on that lettering. Here's a 1955D repunched mint mark. Nice. Lots of action on the pennies, I would say. This says Avers multiple MAD die clashes rotated. Okay, let's see if we can find them, because it looks like, yeah, there's the die clashes, I believe, is like right there. Is that the base of, let's see if maybe that's you can see the pillars, I believe. And I could be way off, but as you rotate this, but there's been multiple die clashes. Unless that sort of looks like Liberty, but I think it's actually just a pillar. There's the base of the steps, and a die clash is what happens when the dies like hammer down without a coin between them, and they imprint on each other. Like the actual dies then get imprinted and then leave it on the reverse side. That's the same thing that happens on the Bugs Bunny. It's not the best explanation just off the top of my head, but if you can imagine, dies would normally be striking a coin. If there's no coin there, they strike each other, and they're striking with a lot of force, so they imprint a little bit of their die, the reverse die here, and then it looks like it's upside down, but there's the pillars again, and you can see a little bit over there. That's a really cool find, and there's some super rare die clashes out there that you can look for too, so just something to be aware of. Here we've got a BIE. This is a nice cud error, again, when the die sort of breaks apart. You can see that right there in between B and E, just from a lot of striking. Some of the elements can chip off. Then there's like metal flow that will fill those chips, and that's well known and documented on the BIE. Here we've got a Canadian one. It's called the Hanging 3 variety. I have no idea what that means, but it's cool and great to have some foreign varieties. And it looks like we got 3 more coins here. That's cool. We've got a 26 and 28 obverse lamination. There's the lamination right there. And over here, let's see if we can, I'm not immediately seeing it on the 28, but maybe it's, there's the lamination through his sort of shoulder area. Fun. And then our last coin, again, no idea on value. Let's see if we can figure it out. Well, actually, I saw it. It's going to be struck through grease on the front. So there you can see it's very clearly struck 2016. I don't even know if this is just some sort of a metal or something. Mardi Gras, New Orleans. Oh, that's cool. Like, it's just like a token, but it must have been struck through grease because, as you can see, again, here's the very clear design elements, but then the grease has filled down here. So when it struck, that grease obscured the Orleans. And is the value going to be high on that sort of thing? Probably not, but I'm positive that we made up much more than that in the form of all of these really cool varieties. So very thankful, and some errors, some fun stuff. Thank you so much to Gulf Coast for sending this along. I'll be curious to see how Silverpicker does with his, but it's a great reminder that all this stuff was likely cherry-picked outside of a few, like Ken Potter, clearly had done one of them, but cherry-picked by Gulf Coast, and you can come up with some really cool coins just by looking at what's in your change, seeing, maybe there's some really valuable stuff here. Whether it's, again, a $2, $5, $10 find or something much more, it really pays to be on the lookout. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.